Now that's more like it. You see, this felt like us. Methodic and graceful. Our offense was humming in rhythm and on time. No mercy with class. We won 34-13 over the Cards. We're talking Green Bay Packers football team identity today on
Two dads and a chance, putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a chance, talking Green Bay Packers football. We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Most of gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air conditioner, cause it's bound to get hot. Two dads and a chance, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a chance, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall.
trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Hey, welcome back. Things are looking up. Not too high, not crazy, but stable. Nice and stable. Guys, this is our team. How do you want to do this? Like, how do we want to do this as a fan base? Man, this is feeling like a special season. What makes a special season? This is a winning franchise that we are a part of the fan base, and we can feel it. We know what special seasons feel like. Knowing that, how do we really want to enjoy this ride? You know, that's the real question, because we're a mature fan base, right? And most importantly, how do we want to help to ensure the team completes the energetic supply of love so we can reach our goal of hoisting that Lombardi trophy at the end of the year? And how do we choose to do it? This is our team. This is our time. We're talking team identity. We're talking fan identity all today on Two Dads and a Chaz. I'm your host, Tyson Fauché, joined by my buddy, baby boy here, Chazzy.
Hey, guys. How's
great.
it going? We're also joined by our main man, Ty. How you feeling, bud?
Ty.
Oh, Dad, Chaz, Packer fans worldwide. The Pack is winning and life is good.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It is good. To me, this really felt like the stabilizing, like I said in the opening. This felt like the stabilizing of the Jordan Love, the team we thought we knew. And it looked like Jordan, which is nice. You know? Chaz, can you tell me what just happened in that game? Give me a little rundown here. I'll let you have the...
We won.
Yeah.
And other things.
Okay.
You want it all. You want the goods. Okay, I'll give you the
rundown.
goods. I'll give you the goods. Dominant 34-13. Or was it 14 win? 13. Wet Lambeau, which I love watching on a nice Sunday afternoonie. Jordan Love, who had the most productive first half of his NFL career, set a personal high in yards and in completions. He finishes the day with 4 touchdowns, becoming the first player since Brett Favre 29 years ago to do the same thing. In back-to-back home games, 4 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, not a one-time.
Really?
Yep, never. One blemish, though, shouldn't even be on him. The Melton slip. He was wide open if he gets there, but again, we're not holding that against Jordan. Another quick takeaway gets Evan Williams, who hits just as hard as the low shelf booze he is named after. Oh my God, that guy punches hard, man. I was super stoked. And we were just talking about how we were looking for this guy to stand out, and he did that. Let's keep this guy eating. Okay, lastly, and I know this is going to hurt Mayhew, but it's time to put Narv Dog down. I know he's been a good dog. I know he's not old yet. I know he hasn't bit anybody. But if we are going to be Super Bowl bound, if you're talking about magic and you're talking about special, I need a kicker that can give me 1 and/or 3 points when I need him to do it, and especially when it's on the line. Now, last couple things before I pass it back. We are 17 takeaways into this season. 17. The highest in the NFL, only behind the Bears, which I never thought I would say in a sentence ever. Those takedowns go as such. We have 9 interceptions, 8 fumble recoveries to lead the NFL in 2024 and to really blow your mind and shit your pants. As far as NFC North point differentials, we are plus 41. Chicago plus 47. Detroit plus 60. And the Vikings are only plus 63. And guys, those top 4 teams are leading the league in point differential in the entire NFL, and they are all from the NFC North, baby. Back to you. Back to you.
Back to me. That's great. Wow. Thank you, Chaz. And we
welcome.
appreciate Chaz, breaking down the numbers today, we are without our numbers guy, Aaron Mayhew, still out. Slight complication on the surgery, but it sounds like the antibiotics are working.
And we wish you a speedy recovery.
Yeah, he should be right back. No big problem.
No big problem.
It's something he's been through a lot of times, so it's not something we're worried about any more than you would be. But yeah, we excited. Hopefully next week. It's a game time decision with Mayhew, but we are going to be wildly inaccurate without him. A lot of gut decisions between these three guys.
Tell you what.
This America's run on gut decisions, and
you still break it all down and leave out some facts. You know what I mean? Even with him here, but with him gone.
Oh yeah. No, it's a shit show. We understand. We miss you, Mayhew, and wish you a speedy recovery. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk a little bit about this game. It was an awesome game on a lot of levels, really almost all of them. Let's start with the offense.
Sure.
Dude, Jordan Love.
He's stud.
Back. No, he's back.
He's stud.
He's looking like himself. He's looking like he's not. It's so funny. Last year, we're like, what is Jordan Love? Can he play? Can he do this? At moments, he looked like Favre. At moments, he looked like Rodgers. At moments, he looked like blah, 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 until the second half of the season. All of a sudden, he looked like Jordan Love. And you understood, whoa, that's this guy's game. He's not any of these other guys. He's his own thing. Now I see other quarterbacks, and I'm like, they look like Jordan Love. Like, I see a style that is Jordan Love. And I didn't see it for the first game. And I didn't see it for the fourth game. And I saw it in that game. And it felt good. And I'm hoping we can just not get too high about this, not get too low about this, but let's just stabilize here. Because this feels like us. And I love the way Jordan played in this game. I thought he did a really good job making good decisions, staying out of trouble, moving around in the pocket. I mean, it was just amazing work by the offensive line. But really, Jordan Love was killing it. And it wouldn't matter if he was playing in exceptional rhythm if the receivers were not making the receptions to get this done. Ty, impact wide receiver core. Who are your guys? What are you thinking?
I mean, obviously, Dobbs stole the show this last game with the 2 touchdowns, especially that second touchdown. Love throws off his back foot. I think it was just a heave. He was falling. He was pedaling backwards, but he trusts his receivers enough. I mean, you're playing with a lead, but the trust in the receiver was the big thing there. If I had one knock on Love's performance last week, it would be, what is he doing throwing blocks? I mean, it was cool. It was awesome until I realized what the ramifications of that are.
Whatever, bro. It's football.
He's playing football. That's just it. He's playing football. I love it. You gotta love it.
I love it. I mean, when Rodgers did it, it was a Sports Center highlight. When Love did it, nobody noticed, but us. And I like that. I like that he's just out there. He's one of the guys. He's
one of the buddy boys.
No, he's
one of the 11. Yeah, he's one of the. Sometimes it does happen where the quarterback is like an extra, and it's 10 football players and a quarterback. That's not the case with Jordan Love. When you have your offense out there, you have 11 football players out on the field. He definitely showed it with this last game.
The camaraderie of this team and the way that they've gelled, it is it's something that you teach your kids about. It's something that you kind of want to build businesses out of. It's the kind of thing you write books about. This is why this feels like a special season, guys. It's not just a good game. This feels like we're piggybacking on a great end of a season last year. And we're building into something special. We've had a couple bumps in the road, guys. There's no good story where there's no arc. Let's make that perfectly clear.
You have to have the adversity. You have to have the things you went through and overcame. Absolutely.
And you have to lose once in a while. You got to get a good call against you. You got to get a shitty call against you. You got to lose in a way that's not fair, and you got to lose in a way that is fair. Most importantly, you got to take those lumps and have them change you in a way that makes you able to avoid these situations moving forward and isn't a reoccurring situation that becomes who you are as an identity. I'm seeing the identity of this team getting sculpted right before my very eyes, and it is something, it feels so special that I almost don't want to talk about it.
The whole point of this episode should be to give Packer fans permission to start believing that this is a Super Bowl team.
Right.
That's what I saw
Yeah.
last week. Give
And this is a
yourselves
Super
permission
Bowl
to start
team.
believing.
And this is
If
a
you were
Super
at all
Bowl team.
doubtful or on the fence.
And this is a Super Bowl team's pace, Ty. I'm glad you said Super Bowl team because Super Bowl teams don't look like world beaters at week 5 usually.
No.
They look like teams that have issues internally. They have challenges that they have to overcome, but not so bad that it's like imploding the team. We're lucky to be very, very healthy as a team right now. We're fairly healthy. We've got impact players in a very deep bench in a lot of positions that we're not being held back by personnel.
Well, and we're not relying on individuals. And here's the thing. We had 9 different receivers in that last game, but we also had 6 different rushers. And so to be able to spread that ball around keeps everybody healthy. And this team identity, it's true on this team. It's not a guy and some other people. It's a team. And when you operate, the sum of the parts can be greater than the whole. Or the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
I know
So,
what you meant. I like
we're
it.
getting there. No, but you can say team all day long, but when you're actually functioning like one, man, you can move worlds, or at least move Lombardi trophies. And the Packers look like a team that can move a Lombardi trophy this year.
Yeah, it seems like we are delegating on a level that makes that you know it feels like we're in Silicon Valley right now. Like we are just getting we're just
around the ground
just
floor,
making-
and you can just feel the
we're just
magic in the
feeling,
air.
You know
what I
You're
mean?
like,
You know,
we're part of something special here.
4 weeks from now, everybody's going to be buying in and
we're
be
gonna-
like, the Packers are the number one, the team to beat, but they just don't know it yet.
Unlike Silicon Valley, we have the burden of incredible history. We are a history book as a franchise. We carry this on our back.
some would say we wrote it.
We did. That being said, I still feel like we're honoring it while changing it. I want to get back to the wide receiver core because Christian Watson is another beautiful storyline. Let's talk about guys that came here with controversy. He's essentially what we got for Devontae Adams, right? We ended up getting a second round pick, used it on him. Lots of hype, lots of a raw player. The whole first drop from Aaron Rodgers, he was put on the shit list for half a year just to come back, give us hope, and be the reason why we thought we almost were going to make the playoffs.
And
Then injury after injury after injury after injury. And this dude's just been on IR grind and trying to get back and trying to show you who he is. And we let him out there to block. And you know what? He was blocking the fucking sun.
he was.
He was being a team player. He was killing it in this team. So much so that people are like, maybe this guy's not. We're starting to wonder, maybe this guy's just not a number one. He's just like a guy who's got some speed, but he's hurt, so we'll never know.
I get nervous every time I see him.
Yeah. The guy I saw in that last game, that's Christian Watson. That's the guy that skies up for balls. That's the guy with super strength, really strong hands, attacks the ball. The first year of his career with Rodgers, you saw who he was. And I feel like that last game, everybody was who they are. I didn't see anyone having a good day that was just lucky. Like, I felt like that's who we are. I like Ben Sims. I like who he is. He's a good number 2 tight end, man. We got a good fucking team across the board. Our offensive line, it's a bunch of good players all the way through. And if they just do our job and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and don't create penalties, we can do exceptional things.
Penalties come about for 2 reasons in my book. One, you're playing so hard that you stop thinking, or you're just outclassed.
Bingo.
And the Cardinals were committing both kinds of penalties last week. We had them lining up not on the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's like what a bonehead. What a bonehead. It's like high school. That's a high school penalty right there. And then we had a bunch of holding and the chipping and all that. And that was because they were outmatched. So
Yeah, horse collars.
For a team that we were worried about having only committed 19 penalties and to force them into penalties, that's how good we are. Is we took a team that was disciplined and we made them lose their discipline almost immediately.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
By our second drive, man, it would look like
they
game
were
over.
unreal. Yeah. They were like, warm up the bus. I want to go.
And really, yeah, it wasn't just our wide receivers. We talk a lot about wideouts already, but really, we stuck to the run, man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
LaFleur
punished
is
them.
running the damn ball
Oh, my
Yes.
all year long,
Mhm.
dude.
Yep.
Jacobs is I wish Mayu was here, so I'd be like, Mayu, give me
I
Jacobs stats because they're got to be great,
He'd
right?
be like, well,
They're
let me
really
tell
good. I'll tell you,
He
they're-
gets out there and he runs the ball real well.
you think according to PFF here, but he's not here. So, but I will tell you, from the way I remember it, Josh Jacobs was eating these fucking guys up. He was making them have to stay in and do their job and worry about the run because it is painfully successful. I mean, him and Wilson are seriously gashing teams.
Keeping guys accountable.
Dude,
Making them.
really?
I'm
Ty.
loving Wilson. I'm loving Wilson's stat line lately. It is a linear graph. It's the same 7-8 carries a game, but he has gone from 22 to 34 to 42 to 54 on the same 7 carries.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is scarier every
Yeah.
game.
There are parts of this team that are seriously, if you ever play the game of Madden, it feels like Madden, dude. You get a guy who's gets 3 balls. Oh, what is it? 2 fucking touchdowns and a 30-yard strike for a first down.
Yeah.
That's your 3
Yeah.
balls, Romeo Dobbs. That's normal. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like this is crazy. A running back with an average running yards of like 8 yards a carry. You're like, what is happening?
I don't know, but I like it.
I love it.
You gotta win. You gotta win against bad teams. And the worse they are, the bigger that margin should be. That's how you measure yourself as a good team. Is you're not winning squeakers against bad teams. You're handling them.
I just like where we are headed. I want to go back and do a little comparison here because Josh Jacobs, I looked at my notes, Ty.
Ooh.
Because I'm a disorganized monster, guys. And I have just notebooks everywhere. And so I was writing in my new notes for this game. And on it was my notes between week 1 and week 2. And the question we had asked, and I don't know if it made the air or not because I don't look, but maybe he was here. I'd have him check. But the question we had asked is, was Josh Jacobs a mistake? Would we be better off with Aaron Jones for the money? Would this be? Well, let's look right now where we're at week 6. Aaron Jones is currently injured per usual. And Josh Jacobs is putting up 30 fucking yards or 30 carries a game, over 100. He's on pace to hit 2,000 yards, and he doesn't appear.
They said
he doesn't
possibly
look sore.
3,000 yards.
He doesn't even look sore. He seems just like fine. He's just starting to get in football shape. Alabama running backs are designed to play this game. Okay, the way these are the same plays we had with Jones, and I love Jones. Don't get me wrong, Aaron Jones. What a guy, the heart, the way he ran through the hole.
Big show, baby.
But I got to say, with the same kind of plays right now, Josh Jacobs is looking a lot better to me. And also, let's not forget, last year, we had Aaron Jones. We had Wilson as well, but we also had Dillon. And our duo was
Dion.
Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Now, who looks better right now as a duo? A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, or Josh Jacobs and Wilson? Because right now, I think it's pretty tough for you to say that.
I think you answered your own question there, bud.
Yeah, everyone knows it's Jones and Wilson was number 3 on that team last year.
Jacobs and Wilson.
Jacobs, you know what I mean. My point is, guys, I think we won in this trade. I think we did the right thing by the team. I think the team is more accurately geared. We got the right piece in the engine now. We had a cool gear that worked and gave us like super sprinting speed, but there wasn't under control. This is what I'll say about this running back squad. They are more controlled. Ty, are you down? Do you feel like we were better off before in any way, shape, or form with the running back duo?
No, I think that Jacobs was an upgrade. Clearly, Wilson's just getting better and better. I think the classic Gutekunst move is to move on at the exact perfect time with the guy. And I think he nailed it yet again with Aaron Jones. Not that I don't wish him personal success, but the team he's on is just, I hate him so much. So, but no, I like what we got. I like what we have so much in this duo, and also thanks to a weird rule change about injury reserve, we do have Marshawn Lloyd, our rookie, coming back this week, and that'll lighten the load for Jacobs a little. Not that he needed it anyway, we're using receivers, and hell, we're even using tight ends now to run the ball. We'll just shove Kraft every time we need 3 yards on a first down with the Kraft push. I think that this is a Matt LaFleur showing that he's seeing what the rest of the league is doing and being like, yeah, we do that too, and we do it better than you.
Yep.
So I think it's all working out in the run game, and having just Jacobs be the center point, the focal point, is going to be a challenge for defensive coordinators when they think that's their biggest problem, and then they've got all these externalities to anticipate too. It's a mind fuck right now, and I just love that our run game is wearing defenses out, hurting defenses, scaring defensive coordinators. And that's before we even get into the awesome quarterback and the wide receivers and the offensive line that executes and the capable tight end squad and everything you need to win a Super Bowl.
Yes. And it's a team game, guys. Ty, I couldn't agree with what you just said more. That's my one.
You get one.
That was my one. But really, I feel like that is where we're at. Like, this is a team that understands the team dynamic. It's not just that they get along or they don't, or some of them are friends and there's no problems technically or whatever. No, like this is a team that gets a family that is healthy, and they're doing it and they're supporting each other the right way. And it takes all kinds in the family, it takes all kinds of people. And going back to last week's message, a little bit, again, I just feel like we're doing some stuff right in Green Bay. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, and I don't know if they want us to. But at the end of the day, I am just really proud of how that Romeo Doubs situation worked out. How the team supported him
big time. How
they gave someone. We covered it as a fan base and as a local press with some kind of class, pushed as far as we absolutely had to, and then said that's enough. But nobody wants to do this. There's no reason to do this.
You saw it the way the wide receivers rallied around Doubs, celebrated with him, mobbed him. I mean, it was like that was special to see, because that was every guy for the other guy.
And I think that they love who he is and they love how he is, and you guys should too. So I feel like if we want to call him the quiet guy, that's fair. But ultimately, I think that he should feel comfortable being in his skin and being who he is, reacting how he reacts, and be able to not have to hide, because you know what? This fan base loves him for who he is.
Reverence and respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, totally.
Why don't we coaching, right?
We got to talk about him.
Got to talk a little bit about coaching. What's the name of the other guy's coach? What was the coach of this guy?
It was Jonathan Gannon.
Johnny Gannon.
You can forget it. You can forget it again as soon as you hear it.
I don't even remember I didn't remember seeing him.
He was like a turkey with joggers on. He looked like I don't know. He just didn't look like a happy guy. He was not when shit goes to shit, okay? You find out who you are. And here's the thing. I think that the last week and a half, that little spud on the other team, that little quarterback fella, I think he hit his rogue wave of success for the year. He was going to look good for about 2 games out of the year, and it hit right around that game right before ours. And and all of a sudden people start saying maybe he's actually, his athleticism.
Maybe he's got something.
No, maybe his athleticism is enough to make this team work. We can make this work. We can work. Everyone just kind of do their job. Maybe it'll work. But you need more than that. You need exceptional leaders in this game. You need people that lead by example, that give a shit on a level that makes you give a shit more than you could even already at your most shit-giving give shits. You understand?
Shit-giving give shits. Got it.
Yeah, you need someone who's inspirational, all right? And I just feel like this was a perfect example of a pretty good coach who ran a pretty solid scheme coming into a game where like all the other team had to do is make a bunch of mistakes and they could have had success. And we didn't make any mistakes. They had a few mistakes and they unraveled.
Say mistakes again.
Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
There were mistakes made, and we're going to talk about them when we get back from a break. But right now, it'd be a mistake not to take a break. So we'll be back after these short sponsors.
Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football. He's going down on you. She's going down on him. I'm getting into the zone. AutoZone. AutoZone.
That's gonna attract some
He's going down
sponsors.
on them. He's going down on
I'm getting into the
AutoZone.
zone.
AutoZone.
Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Oh, this is the part where I see no one. And no one says nothing but me. It's the Tyson Show. Hey, it's just me. I'm on TV. Look at me. Do, 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 do. I broke a pan just now. But I'm in too deep. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Just a quick reality check here, Tyson.
Yeah.
Half of our remaining games are against that division that's oh so good, that NFC North this year. We have played some tough opponents, and we've played, without a starting quarterback. We've won a lot of different ways. We haven't been blown out, but we have our biggest challenge still ahead of us. Don't forget that. It was a great win. I'm riding high on it too, but the real proof is in the pudding, and that'll be when we handle our own division and we reclaim the North this year.
Mm.
And this is all part of it.
And we're gonna lose some games coming up. Get ready. It's bound to happen.
Not in the near future, but yeah.
But no, I'm not writing in a loss on a calendar at any point. But I will say that it's supposed to happen. We're not supposed to win every game. You're not supposed to have a perfect season. That's just not how this game works. We've been over that in weeks past. So I really feel like we're heading forward with a clear identity after that game. Clear heads or clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. Is that what they said? It's Friday Night Lights. It's good. Coach T. He's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Guys, let's take a quick break. Get to halftime. We'll be back in the third quarter here to get into some good stuff later on in the pod. Thank you so much for coming back to Two Dads and a Chaz football podcast. Ty, anything you want to add before the break?
Nope.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
This segment was brought to you by Old Milwaukee Beer. It's beer. It's old. And it smells like Milwaukee. Old Milwaukee Beer.
We talking Green Bay Packers football.
Hey guys, halftime chat. I want to give a little quick PSA to people. We do have sponsorship opportunities. We like to sometimes have we give free ads to just products that we believe in and we like, and we're like, what, I just really like this product. I'm just going to talk about it for free for no other reason other than I just enjoy the stuff. Shavers, whatever the case. This is an instance where I am going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to tell you of a specific product to never fucking buy. Avoid it. Like I mean, if you want to burn money, you can just send it to my house right over here in Chaz. He can spend that money for you. So really, guys, I'm a big fan of Aldi. Aldi's a great little shop. They got random stuff. It's a bizarre German model. You bring your own bag. You got to use a quarter to get a cart. It's not your American model. There's zero sound in there. It's just you can hear
abrasive lighting, Tyson. Don't forget the abrasive lighting.
It's just the sound of compressors. It's kind of like running in the back. But man, you can get hummus for like $1.65. It's great. It's pretty great hummus, organic. You're like, what's going on here? And they have certain items that are a very good deal. They're private select model. Okay, their brand very good. I love the honey Greek yogurt. So I'm free ads right now.
The chocolate bar fits into that category too. Grab 3 of them. They're $1.29. Like,
and if you dare,
it's so good.
Go down the random sales item aisle because it's like the greatest garage sale you've ever walked through, and you're never going to see these things ever again. They're not available on Amazon. They're nowhere. They're right there, and they're very affordable, like under $30 for that thing I had never even considered buying. And here we are.
But now you have an awning for your porch swing.
Right.
All thanks to Aldi.
Thank you, Aldi. And it holds up. It's not Temu shit. It's slightly better than that. But this is not the point, guys. I trust this brand, right? And then you know what they do? They do me dirty. I'm a man, I like football.
You do.
I like a couple things. One thing I take seriously is my grilling, okay? I grill like I mean it, okay? I can take care of my business when it comes to cooking the meats, all right? I take it pretty serious. I'm doing this for a while. And I will tell you this. A lot of the name brand shit you're paying for, you don't need to pay for. You don't even need lighter fluid. You don't need any of that. You can do a really great job with a very basic briquette. Even like the wood chips, you can go that route. You can do all this stuff. So I felt pretty confident that when I saw aggressively cheap charcoal at Aldi, it's just another
no-brainer, baby.
Another case of T-Bone being a genius. I did it. And saving money again. Tyson, you done? I'm going to buy me 3 bags. I'm going to get the apple one. I'm going to get the mesquite. And I'm going to get the plain. And we're going to see what we got here. And what we got is garbage, guys. Do not ever buy that fucking shit. It doesn't light on fire.
It doesn't.
That's the number one thing a briquette needs to do.
I'm not a lighter fluid guy. Okay?
Trust me,
That's fine.
You shouldn't need to. I've never needed to. I got a system. I got the burner.
You're used to the Kingsford? Is that your go-to?
I'll use any of them, dude. I'll use the Surefine brand.
The roundies.
It doesn't matter.
In his defense, Ty, it was garbage, and luckily, like you said, you have no choice but slow and low, and we had chicken wings on there.
It did work out for the wings.
It did,
really
did. It took the whole game.
It took the whole game of wings on it, and they were spectacular.
They were great.
Like a bark on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Like a natural hot dog. But really, it's because they smoked those things at like 180 degrees for like 4 hours. You know what I mean? And it was smoking, and that's about it. That's it. So I couldn't get it. The coals went right from unlit to crumbling.
Oh, no.
There's no like cold part. And I was like, I must have done it wrong. I need to add more. Oh, I add too much, maybe do less.
Did you feel betrayed?
Very betrayed. And guys, it's one thing to be like, it's slightly lower quality. It's another thing to sell a product that straight up doesn't work. So guys, do yourself a favor. T-Bone grilling tip of the season. Stay the hell away from the Aldi charcoal, okay? Stick around with the other stuff, but stay away from the charcoal. Also, I want to bring this up. We're going to be doing some tips for you guys throughout the season. We have random areas of expertise.
That's very true.
We don't know much, but what we know an aggressive amount about, okay? For me, it's some food stuff, some grilling stuff. Mm-hmm. For Ty Wendell over here, the other guy on the show. Ty, say hi.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Say with the camera. See you. Talk longer.
Talk longer.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there.
That was the guy. That guy. He knows about lawn stuff. That's why we do Turf Talk with Ty.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy is going to talk about fall cleanup. We're going to get you guys some fall cleanup tips. It's that time of the season. You forget, all of a sudden it snows. Your gutters are fucked. Your house foundation falls to shit. How did this happen? Your neighbors shaking their head being like, those guys are on drugs over there. You know, Ty can help you avoid that.
I can not only help you, but I can keep in mind that it's a noon kickoff. It doesn't have to be an all-day thing, people.
That's right.
We got
So,
tips coming.
Right. So you can have that retired veteran across the street not be cursing your name, saying you're what's wrong with this country anymore. You can give him that old, you know, and feel like you earned it, you know. So lots of tips to come. Chaz here.
More of a 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of
Your
guy.
theater tips, you know, how do you theater or whatever? He's gonna have a lot of tips. So we're gonna have a lot of tips.
Thespian.
That's the
I
tip.
believe the word is thespian.
Well, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back after this.
Just the tips.
Yeah. We talking Green Bay Packers football.
Hey, y'all, welcome back to Two Dads and a Chaz. We are going to break down our opponents coming up. That is right, the Houston Texans. You're from Houston, right? Okay, cool. A little bit about their last game. Dell had a touchdown. Diggs had a touchdown. Mixon had a touchdown, even with a bum ankle, which was 67 yards, by the way. Interception by Bullock, second of the year. Pressure from Edwards did cause a fumble turnover, and the kicker had a 46-yard field goal, which has got to be some sort of record, at least for our kind of kicker it is. So between fumble recoveries / ricochets, a kicker who can actually do his job, the Diggs Mixon combo, and Pierce getting a questionable almost 50-yard rushing touchdown, this team should be fun. To you, Ty.
Man, what a breakdown, Chaz. I think you covered it all. I mean, that is really a deep dive. Our fans appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Deep dive into shallow water. That's right. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, no, the story with these Texans is right now they are overrated. They are 5-1, but that one loss is the only quality opponent they've had. Their wins are by margins against bad teams. Squeaker against the Colts, beat the Bears by 6, beat the Jaguars by 4, beat the Bills, and the Bills don't know what they are. And then they had their big win last weekend against the Patriots. The one quality team they did play was the Vikings, and they lost 34-7. They're due for a repeat again. They haven't beat anybody. Also, this is like the most injured team in the league right now. Their key players are all down for this one. No Nico Collins, their best wide receiver, who CJ Stroud is going to be throwing to, is out for the year. Other injuries, their two best defenders, linebackers, also out for this one. One on concussion protocol. The other is out on, a knee injury. So it's like all their number ones are not coming to this one. We've got a real chance to make another statement here about a team that everybody seems to be really high on. They look at that 5-1 and go, ooh, these Texans are playoff bound. We're their second challenging opponent this year, and I'm ready to challenge them.
So I smell some real gamesmanship going on at the coaching level. I don't know if you've heard D'Amico Ryans, who is the head coach over there.
Never heard.
He and LaFleur have been going back and forth on the old, like, well, this is probably the best player we've gone against all year. Well, I can't believe, these guys are going to be the best that we've had all year. They are both pumping each other up to being very impressive. So there's two ways to look at this. Either they're both bullshitting each other and having like a passive aggressive, like, no, I don't even know if we're gonna have a chance here. We're gonna go in and just beat the shit out of the other team, right?
False humble.
False humble. Or they really mean it. And guys, I'm gonna give an alternative to Ty's read. maybe this team is for real. We might be looking at a Super Bowl preview here, guys. There's a real chance. I don't know if it's. I know. I'm saying, let me break.
We got
Let me make my case.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me just bring it back. We got CJ Stroud, who's the best quarterback in that draft. If you wanted to say who is the quarterback in the league that looks the most like Jordan Love, to me, it's CJ Stroud. The way he throws the ball, he's a rhythm thrower, just like our guy. He has a team full of wide receivers. They all catch. I'm going to tell you 5 names that are not Nico Collins on this team that you need to worry about. Okay. Stephon Diggs, heard of him?
I've heard
Pretty
of him.
fucking great.
I've heard of him.
He's on this team. He's a difference maker. This guy's a star. He's honestly the reason why, if we did play this, if we both ascended to our ultimate form, us and the Texans, right? We meet at the Super Bowl. He is the reason that I believe we would win the game, because a guy like that requires extra attention, requires extra balls, requires extra bullshit. And we don't have a guy on a team like that. We have guys that we can do that with, but we don't need to, right? They need to. So
Okay.
he's got to get a bunch of balls. They also have this tiny little fella, Tank Dell, who's like 5'3". He's like a little Kevin Hart out there. But this guy can catch the motherfucking ball. Like, dude, I was lulled to sleep watching this dude catch ball after ball after ball after ball in this last game. I just am very impressed with this little fella. This is the kind of guy. This is the kind of guy we would never go for. That I'm like, you see other teams doing it, and it just seems risky because someone's going to hit him, and that's the end of him. Like, remember that guy on the Bears? The guy hit, and they folded him in half, and like, well, that's the end of him. Like, that's what this situation is. Like, do you want to go get one of those? I guess they did. So they have him. Also, they got Robert Woods, former Ram, who was there on their Super Bowl run. Pretty good. Xavier Hutchinson.
I believe Robert Woods is also hurt.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was hurt or whatever. They also got Dalton Schultz, former Dallas Cowboy tight end of value, that we really wanted. They have some things. Also, their running back room. Don't sleep on Joe Mixon. This guy was a fucking stud.
He's a dog.
Just a couple of years ago. His ankles are clearly not good right now.
No.
He doesn't have the drive, but he's still got the burst. He definitely had a very impressive showing. They still got Cam Akers, who's hurt, but still Cam Akers waiting to come back. And let's not forget Damian Pierce, who's also a solid starting running back. They have quite the running back trio of options when they get coming back. So they are built a lot like us. They have a bunch of offensive weapons. What they don't have is an offensive line. That's where we got these motherfuckers, because all they got is Laramie Tunsil and his bong, thing.
And he's coming off an injury right now.
Yeah,
so.
he's always coming off an injury.
He's got a bong thing?
He's the guy who was like the day before the draft, the video came out with him wearing like a gas mask bong. And like him being like, oh, let me Tunsil, baby.
And he dropped like 22 spots.
What was that time?
He dropped like 30 spots, and it cost him $5 million.
Yeah, and he ended up being one of the top tackles in the draft, and now he's there. So anyway,
He sounds like a Packer.
He's very good. I like him. He seems like a Miami player. He was drafted the right team, but other than that, I can't tell you one of those offensive linemen that's worth remembering, and they're down to their second and third in a lot of these situations. So really,
Same. I couldn't either.
I feel like this is another quarterback you need to contain. Our defense has been doing a great job against those style of quarterbacks, but this is a real test, because this is a team that has momentum, that has a moment. They are in the net, and they are managing their momentum pretty well. You described that they beat 3 shitty teams by a close margin. You could say the exact same thing about the Green Bay Packers. You could say that there's just a lot of symmetry between their team and our team. Our defense is better. Our coach is better. Our offensive line is better. And boy, those things matter a lot, right? That being said, this is a hell of a test. If we come out and take a step backwards from the way we played last week, and they come out and play as well as they did last week and take a small step forward, yeah, this is a trap game all of a sudden. All of a sudden, we're looking like, and we're wondering who the hell we are when we're losing to the Texans. We're helping them develop their storyline. This is a game that I expect to be hard to win, but we need to win. That's the way I look at it. I think this is a must-win game. As silly as it is, against an AFC opponent we'll probably never see again. I feel like we are asserting where we are in this entire picture of the NFL right now. And compared to the Vikings head coach and compared to many other situations, this is one of those storylines that's a top 10 storyline. And if they keep winning, yeah, they could be a very good team. We can slow their roll and let them know that we're better. I don't know. That's the way I look at it.
This team to me looks like squeaks into the playoffs. I feel like 5 weeks from now, we're just going to be like, oh, that's too bad about those Texans. Like remember the beginning of the season when CJ Stroud was MVP and then he had that 5 turnover game at Lambeau and then the whole thing fell apart. I don't think they have, they are into second string right now. There is no depth behind what they're operating with. So if a guy goes down, they start moving guards over to tackle. They start moving guys onto offense, onto defense. This is a beat up team and they are not deep. And in order to make a good season run, like longevity, you have to have that depth. That's the main difference between this team and the Packers.
They bought themselves into contention, Ty. I agree. Like they are not a team that is built through the draft, built the right way. They're doing the best they can. They're going the Caleb Williams route, which is that, all right, young quarterback, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to give you the best opportunity to win, to give you the pieces that you should want to find success, and hoping for the best in that. But that's a very vulnerable situation you're putting yourself in, with a lot of people who got good, not on your team, having a lot of influence over your young quarterback. So I'm curious. It feels like this should be one of those teams that, again, the way we're built and the way they're built, we should be able to by the end of this game, be pretty clear where we are in terms of, status in the league. And I would like for this to end the same way this last game ended. That would be swell for me. That'd be nice. I feel like we're heading in that direction, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not an easy win at all, or even a loss. Wouldn't blow me.
No, it would surprise. It would surprise me.
Smoke show.
Yes, thank you, Chaz. They're overrated. They were overrated to begin with, and now here they are. Yeah, smoke show. There's nothing to them, and I just think we should be able to handle this team and really expose them. The key is going to be getting the takeaways from Stroud, because he's good for interceptions. He's good for overthrows and also the fumbling, trying to overdo it, trying to win it all himself. Ask Cam Newton. Like, it doesn't always work out in your favor, especially against a good defense. Chaz.
Well, guys, we talk a lot about energy and we put a lot of, juju into these games and like what we can do for our team. You also have to keep in mind, Houston just got absolutely hammered with a hurricane. When I was still down in Texas, they were out of power for weeks. My friends had to throw out their food. They had 20 feet of water for some of their spaghetti highways. So like, if anything, I see this kind of coming back as the team kind of like rallying Houston to kind of give back and give them something to kind of hope for too. So it also kind of makes sense that they are getting a little bit of this success this year, because if we choose to believe that we have something to do and in some way influence football. Also, I've seen enough teams, New Orleans after Katrina, when they rally behind their city and the city rallies behind them, you'd be amazed at what can happen. So yes, I think it's still going to be an absolute dumpster fire and we're going to destroy these guys, but let's not sleep on that energy too.
No, I like that, Chazzy. Thank you. Energy is definitely a big, something we like to shine light on here on Two Dads and a Chaz. It's a very big deal. Aaron Rodgers was right about one thing, and that's it, that you can manifest some real positive things in this world. If you have good intentions, positive energy, there's a lot of energy that goes towards football. A lot on a Sunday goes towards people's wants and needs and desires and all that stuff in their party. They spend a lot of money. They do a lot of stuff. Why? Well, a lot of teams different. Why is different. For us, it's because we love our team. We love our community. We believe in what it stands for, and it brings us together as a state and as everything, really. So like we need us to be successful because it's the thing that really puts us all on the same stage. And we're the only team in franchise sports that's not owned by some eyes wide shut billionaire who's going to fucking
Diddy
JD
party.
freak-offs. You know
Yeah,
what I
baby.
mean? We're the only one that is legitly owned by just an old fucking crew of guys that hang out at a table and drive Chevy trucks and are like regular people. Like that's who's running our team. And I love that. I love that we're real people. We're a real franchise. We really love what we're doing. We're doing it for the love of the game and the love of the team.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I love taking breaks. So we're going to take one. And when we get back, we're going to wrap this bitch up.
Yeah. We talking Green Bay Packers football.
And welcome back. This is Two Dads and a Chaz. We are a Packers football fan podcast. We are just three fan fucking dipshits making it up as we go along. Four. Well,
Usually, sometimes.
we really represent the dipshit crowd, though. Okay, so that's really our angle. But no, we're happy to do this for you guys. We take a lot of pride in being Packers fans, representing the G, representing the brand. It takes integrity, and right now our division is showing a lot of strength. And I feel like we need to have some divisional integrity too. It's not just about the Packers here, guys. We are part of a fraternity of the NFC North that is straight up. Nobody wants to play us. We're very, very, very physical up here right now.
And that's including the Bears.
Even the Bears. We are all managed. Momentum is bouncing around up here. It wants to, the light of the football gods are shining bright on the NFC North. And we are taking that energy and doing something good with it. There's a lot of love and a lot of fear when you're coming to play the North. I am very fascinated to see how this goes down. But I think that we need to, as fans, remember that the Packers stand for something more than any other team. And that the integrity of being a Packers fan and being in the NFC North means something. And you need to do a little more than maybe what you've done before. We're a big fan base of history. You know, we're like a museum. If it was a football, if a franchise was a historical museum, that's what we would have. That is what Lambeau is. You know, it is the
Tattletown, baby.
Yeah, it's amazing. But even with all that honor of history, you can't honor all of history, right? There's a big old chunk of history that didn't belong to me. I'm sorry, my history with the Green Bay Packers is 35 years of dominance, 35 years of being consistently a contender, being in the fight, in the race. That's my reality. That's what I'm building off of. I wasn't around. I wasn't feeling the 70s and the 80s. I didn't know that, just like I didn't know the 60s. What I know,
50s.
But what I know, or the 50s for that matter, right? But what I know is very real. And I feel like where we're heading feels very real. And we have a real responsibility as parents, as dads, as fans,
As
Chazzes, and as ties. There's a few of you out there. Landscapers in general. Landscapers have a responsibility. Okay.
To who? Wait. Hold
you
on.
do.
No, I didn't sign up for that.
Nah,
No.
it's just perfect.
No,
It's
that's
perfect.
not
Yeah.
part of the deal. Tyson,
Yeah.
responsibility is not part of my deal.
So landscapers,
Responsibility is for EMTs and astronauts, Tyson. I am not anywhere near that. I am. Did he show up today? And people go, maybe. No, we don't know. Like that's what I signed up for. Don't confuse it. It's not important by design.
So integrity, like I was saying, integrity is what we're talking about as a fan base, is what we're talking about as a team.
And what we're talking about is a podcast.
Yeah, so really we have a responsibility to do something different to add on to what we've done before. So if you're like, oh, we're the same Lucky Socks with the holes in it, that I've been wearing since 96, like think about all the years that maybe that didn't work. Let's just go with, this is a new era. This is a new thing. Let's focus up. Let's try to, for the rest of the season, kind of be on the same squad, doing the same thing. Let's talk about what we're going to make for food, what makes sense for the next opponent, why we're going to do that, who we're going to be meeting with, where we're going to be going. We need to be making good decisions that benefit this team. And if you have an unlucky friend, but they like to come over, but they never win when they're over, in that case, you got to honor history. You know what I mean? You got to honor history. You got to do both sides. You got to rewrite it, and you got to honor. You can't go rolling the dice because you're having a good day. Okay.
Well, and as far as game time, anyway, there's got to be players we're gonna watch. We plan on.
I really want to talk more about like what we're gonna cook. No, no, really. For this game, players to watch. For the Green Bay Packers, mind you.
Yeah.
Let's start with offensive players to watch. Ty, I'll let you have first crack at it. Who you want to be keeping a little eagle eye on from your little perch, deer stand?
Oh, it's too early for the deer stand for me. I don't get into bows. I need. What do I need? I mean, there's just so much talent on this offense. It's hard to zero in.
Toss a coin.
Yeah, right. I'm going to say Wilson continues his upward trajectory and gets 64 yards on 7 carries this week.
Okay.
Wilson is your choice. That's not what I expected. Okay. Well, Ty's out of the box right here. He's just doing it his way, just like Sinatra. For me, I feel like I want to see more consistency from this team. And the thing that we've been the most consistent about is running the ball. So I agree, but I'm going to go Josh Jacobs, starting running back for the Green Bay Packers. Obvious
choice. That's the obvious choice.
You're right. It's lazy, really. But I guess I want him to continue to be really successful and manage that middle of the field, because right now he's like an 11-yard nightmare for every team's defensive center of the field. Like, it's awesome.
Where's our numbers guy? I need to find out where we're scoring from, because it feels like we're scoring from outside the 20 a lot. Josh Jacobs doesn't have a lot of touchdowns. What is it, still just the one?
I think so. I have no idea.
He's got one receiving, one rushing. It's not been like, I haven't seen a lot of 3-yard pounded into the end zone type plays. I think we're so good we haven't even gotten down there. But it would be nice just to get Josh Jacobs some touchdowns this week, just so that he has, some few touchdowns to hang his hat on.
Well, even if he doesn't get one, if we could get blocking to get him closer by my man Tucker Kraft. It is deer bow season, and this is the guy who's out there right now rolling in the dirt, finishing off a 30-pack of Red Dog, about ready to, kick some ass against the next team. He goes, this guy's super scouty, farm tough. I've said it before. Tucker Kraft is, I think, maybe one of the best tight ends in football. I think we're very lucky to have him. I think he's about 3 80-yard plus games away from being recognized as a top 5 tight end in football. So I really feel like these games are going to come, and against this next opponent, tight ends make a lot of sense to go after. So I wouldn't be. I want to go screen passes. I want to go dump off passes. I want to take advantage of their constant use of the nickel. I don't know if you watched that last game. They were the nickel the entire game. Like, they did not go there. It's nickel every play. Nickel. So if you are able to run up the gut and spread them out, there's only a handful of ways you can take it. There's advantages to that, but disadvantages too. And we should be able to take advantage of their commitment to constantly playing in a pass first defense. And I feel like we can, with our creative run end arounds and stuff, we can make them pay. We can put them on their back, have them be confused and not knowing who they are by the middle of the second quarter. So for me, it's the offensive line in general, Tucker Kraft, the blocking game, the run game, which is going to open up the pass game, baby. And that brings us to Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love, baby, just get out there, don't throw no picks, and do a good job. Build off of what you did last week. I don't need you to be a hero right now. I just need you to be a great leader, manage the team at this point, and show who's a team that's ready to manage success.
My offensive player to pick? Yeah, definitely. No worries.
Right.
Let's see. You covered the offensive line. You covered the running backs. You covered most of the wide receiver core.
Don't forget about the tight ends, Chaz. He called the tight ends.
I would actually like to see more out of Christian Watson. So I hope he stays healthy. He stays fast. He stays the other thing I want him to stay. And I hope that's the one.
Aggressive.
And I want to see him scoring some more touchdowns as well.
Defense. Who do we want to see? Ty, anyone you want to see continue off of what they did last week with, say, the number 33? Anyone you want to mention on defense that wears number 33 who plays safety?
I don't know if he just plays safety. I think Evan Williams plays whatever position you need him to.
No, I think he shovels snow. I think he does everything. He's a badass. Go ahead.
Yeah, he really is. And that secondary's been reshuffled. I guess Stokes is just on the bench now because we had Nixon move out to the outside along with his punt returning duties, which makes total sense to me and I'm excited for. That's just the natural. That makes sense. Keyshawn Nixon, punt return, outside guy. Chaz?
I'm still going to stick with my guy who I've been following all year. I want to see us more out of Jair, baby. He just started heating up again in this last game, but I would love to see just a little bit more. I want to see him get a pick six, baby. That would for the second time in his career.
Him and X being on the field at the same time, kind of, it's a different defense.
Yeah.
When we have those guys there and they're both performing and doing what they're supposed to do, it really limits what another quarterback can do. It brings out everybody. We get in the pass rush starting to heat up a little bit. I mean, this has the potential to be a get right game for our defensive line because they don't have a strong offensive line. So it would be nice to see some guys get back in there. I don't know. Do you know if Wyatt's coming back? Is that anytime soon? Does anyone have any idea about that? Mayhew? God damn it. Where is this guy? Somebody look something up. I don't have Google on me right now.
I mean, I can go quick to injuries. I've got it right. I've got it right here, Tyson.
All right, thank you. Hate to make you do that.
He's listed as questionable. To not answer your question, he's listed as questionable. Dontavian Wicks is also listed as questionable, but looks like he will play. Cool. And that is the Packers injury news. I mean, there really is no other injury news other than that, which is amazing.
Bro, this team
We're getting Lloyd back.
This team is young and healthy.
Yeah.
And like
and hungry, baby.
Yeah, and hungry.
And sharing the load so that not early on in the season, not any one player is having to burden so much that he ends up hurt. Like the Detroit Lions. Sorry, you lost Aiden Hutchinson. No, I'm not.
Oh my God.
I'm not.
No. It was really good for me. It was terrible for him, and I feel bad. And I never wish injuries on anybody. But man, when the best defender in the division breaks a tibia, you got to know whatever you're doing is right.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Guys out a Bobcat somewhere grinning.
We thought Devil's Night was bad enough in Detroit. No, man, that bone snapped and that town just went, wow!
Yeah.
As soon as he took his gloves off, I was like, he's done. Yeah. And the Packers just lost the scariest team in the division, or just scariest team in the division.
Not over yet.
Speaking of,
we really needed him, that's for sure.
Guys, what are we thinking for scores for this game?
Great question. Ty, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I do. We're going to beat them both ways. 35-14.
Not bad.
That'd be a hell of a game. Ty or Chess?
Yes, baby.
What do you want?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm going 38-28, judging by the averages for Houston. They've gotten over 30 a couple of times, but not very much. So and with where we're trending, I would love to see us get into the 40s, but I think it's going to be 38-28.
See, I think it's going to be 39-27.
Nice.
I think it's going to be. I think their kicker is going to keep them in.
Bear.
Yeah, some kind of contention, but really, like, I think that by. If we get some turnovers, we take advantage of it. We play complementary football. We don't try and make too much of this. I think we can choke these guys out. I really do. I think we're a much stronger team and a much stronger, younger, more endurance-filled team than most teams we're going to play. I think that we can go all night, baby. And these guys that we're playing are full of random spotty old men here and there, trying to pretend they're good with their tee shots. Okay. But we all know they're just one push away from that hamstring snapping like a rubber band.
Hashtag Buchu, baby.
Yeah. So
the next thing you know, Stephon Diggs is the next quarterback up.
That's it. So really, also here's another thing. They said that we're the best team. I'm sorry to get back to this, but I thought this was really interesting. Their coach said, yeah, this is the best team we're going to go up against all year. They played the Buffalo Bills. So they think we're better than the Bills. Damn. That's awfully nice. I'd love for them to be right about that. They're
gonna have 6 losses at the end of the year, and all 6 losses are gonna be the 4 North Divisional opponents. They're gonna lose to the Cowboys and they'll lose to the Ravens. And everybody else they'll beat everybody else, and everybody will be like, this is an 11-win team, but they're not really, because you just beat the Dolphins and the Titans and the Jaguars 4 times.
That makes no sense.
I'm not worried about these Titans. We got these Titans.
Well, they're not. They're
the Texans.
They're Texans.
Texans.
We've already taken care of the Titans. We swept them.
Yeah. Anything left in your glass, guys? I got one, but if you got one, you go first. Anders Carlson missed 7 kicks in his entire year that we were all ready to let him go. 7 kicks. Braden Narvison has missed 5 kicks in 5 games.
Technically 6, but that one didn't count.
I want us to think about how bad Narvison is, or if Carlson was really that bad. Because at this point, I feel like we cannot talk about everything we talked about today and all the consistency and all the momentum management and all of that and ignore this dangerous anchor that we are rolling around with that is really has the potential to take this entire ship down, which is crazy because this should be an unsinkable ship. We're talking about taking on all kinds of crazy stuff. And then we have this one little pesky part. So like I only reason this bothers me so much is the team that we just played, their starting kicker was out and they found another guy and he made he did the job. He made most of the kicks. Like there's other humans out there that can nail a 45-yarder. I guarantee it and not miss. If we don't need 65-yard kicks and we just need 45 and in, we should recalibrate our goal to not get the kicker of the future, but the kicker of this year that can make us consistent. I just want to say, I think Narv Dog needs to.
It's really disheartening to get to a place where, I mean, just in this podcast alone, we've got a great offensive line. We've got a great defensive line. We finally have a really good running game with 2 different guys instead of 1 that goes back and forth. We have 1,000 receivers. I don't need to be worried about the fucking kicker. It's not what I need to be worried about.
If our first quarterback goes down, we're good. If we have we drafted a star running back, don't need him. It's fine. We're good. But we just don't have a solution for what seems to be like the least talent required thing to be an official NFL player is that job. Can't we find
nerves of steel? I think the only job requirement is nerves of steel, actually. Big leg that unhinges from your body.
Yeah. I
And
think it's
there's
just
this
his
deal.
diabetes meds are off.
But they're the number one scorer on every team. On every team, the number one scorer is kickers. Like throughout their critical part, this was just like the most overlooked. It's like building a house and being like front door. Like, were we gonna get one? Like, I just don't. It
Remember
seems like
Chris
such an
Jackie?
oversight.
Remember Chris Jackie? He didn't
Oh
miss.
yeah, I do.
Kick. Remember that guy Morton whatever on the Lions? I don't think he missed a kick for like 7 years in a row.
Morton Anderson.
Morton Anderson kicked till he was like 60 years old, didn't ever miss. It was not a problem. He finally quit because he's like, I can only make 48 yarders now. It's embarrassing. It's like, dude,
I would kill for a
I'd
48
pull him out of retirement. If you can nail a 45-yarder at an 80% clip, you're in. You're in.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Lions would hate that. The Lions would hate that so much if we went and signed an 82-year-old Morton Anderson and he came up clutch for us down the stretch.
Come back, baby.
Oh.
Come back.
and then we retire his jersey.
Yes, he retired as a Packer. Despite the 33 years he kicked for the Detroit Lions. He's ours now.
Drink your milkshake.
I drink it up.
All right, Jazzy, at this point, I feel
Okay.
like it's time for us to break this thing
Sure.
down, guys. We got a big game coming up this week. Don't take it not seriously enough, but don't take it too serious. But
Yes.
don't invite someone over who's not lucky, but don't not watch the game, you dick. You know what I mean? Get in it.
Yeah,
But
it's a
that's
noon game.
hard, okay? It's not hard. Just do it right. All right. Jazzy, break it down.
Thanks again for watching Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, the Green Bay Packer pod with the dad bod. We've got Tyson Fauché. We've got BD Ty. I am Chaz, a.k.a. the Wisco Kid, also known as Chazzy Baby Bubby Boy. We would like to thank a couple of our sponsors, Tampax, Playtex, Zima, and of course, Old Milwaukee. We're going to end this podcast as we always do with a hashtag, and we're trying to go as hard as we can in the North this year to reclaim it. So hashtag reclaiming the North, gentlemen, in 3, 2, 1. Hashtag
Reclaim the North.
No.
Two Dads and a Chaz. Have a good night. Go Pack!
We need a kicker.
Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air conditioner, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall.
trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.